All right, Shane, welcome back to the show and congratulations, sir.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. We were supposed to talk last week, and my
Yeah.
daughter came.
Like I told you, man, like for the first like last minute like cancellation on our podcast and the history of the podcast, what a great reason. Like you're like, dude, it was like 8 minutes to the podcast. You're like, dude, no, it was before that actually. And you were like, I got to go with my wife. She's in labor. We got to go to the hospital. I'm like, all right, dude, go. I
Yep,
was like, oh my
crazy,
God.
crazy. But it worked out. It was a smooth process. She came out within like 12 minutes, and my wife feels great. It was a blessing.
It was Michelle. Her name is Michelle, right?
Grace Michelle.
Grace Michelle. So you got to fight in a week from now, basically, and you just had the baby girl. So does that change anything? Is it different for you or?
A little bit more motivation and just more exciting just to come home after being in Houston away for the week. Just it's more incentive and more excitement just to be home and be back with my wife, my daughters. I'm really excited for
Yeah.
that part of it. But my wife's been awesome. Like she's been my daughter's been awesome too. Like she's compared to the first one, Avery, she was a lot harder, but this one has
Yeah.
been pretty sailing. Last couple nights been a little rough for my wife, but she's a rock star and she lets me sleep through the night 'cause she knows I have training. So it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah. Dude, I used to have a separate bedroom when I was getting ready for fights, and I would lock, like, it would be like a cave. I call it like my cave, and it would be completely pitch dark. And I had like a humidifier kind of thing in there that just, I did it for the noise only. It made the
Yep.
humming sound, and I blacked out the windows, and like it was just like my chamber of sleep, dude. I would just go in there and like no dogs, no baby, no nothing, dude. Just I would go in that room, and it's like don't even come close to that
Yep.
room until it's time for me to wake up for training. And I do that every night.
My daughter, she doesn't even sleep in her room. She sleeps in my older daughter. She sleeps in our room anyway. So maybe I'll take over her room one day. You never know.
Yeah.
I already put PlayStation into her room, and she's like, "Dad, why is your PlayStation in here?" I'm like, "You don't use this room. I might as well."
Yeah. So May 15th, get back to business. May 15th, UFC 262, correct? And that is in Houston, Texas, man. That's where I'm from. That's my hometown. I'm
There we
0 and
go.
1 in the UFC in Texas, where I'm from. With all my proud fans and friends and that came out for that one big showing of me. I dropped that decision, no comment. They didn't like that so much. So you got to get the win for me, bro. Get the win for me. I'm being selfish here.
I'll avenge that for you, brother. I got you. 100%.
So how do you feel about that, man? Like, it's a week away and a great opponent, man. Like, you know what? You're ranked higher than he is, Edson Barboza. But man, what a great opponent! I mean, he's one of those guys that's just like you want to have him on your record, right? And you want to have him as a loss on your record. Like you want to beat him. You want to have a win over him.
I've been saying that for a while now. It's one of those guys that when you beat him, it means something. To have that win, that the W on your record and his name on your resume, that goes a long way. It means something. Everybody that's beaten him, like I think Khabib fought for the title right after beating him. So a win over Khabib, a win over Edson, it holds a lot of weight, and I hold a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for him. I've been watching him since I was in high school, man. So it's pretty funny to now be fighting and standing across the cage from him. But I'm just so pumped just to be back in front of fans too, man. That's gonna be insane. The energy,
Yeah.
17,000 fans, it's gonna be wild.
I mean, Hooker, Melendez, Pettis, Felder, Dariush, who's fighting Tony Ferguson. I mean, he's beat all those guys. I mean, this is like no chump. You know, this is a legit guy. And what a great
Yep.
match. I mean, dude, you and him is like, I'm a fan of yours anyway, bro. I'm always going to be for you. And like, I love your style, just like Michael Chandler. He said he loves your style too. That's got to be pretty cool. He's fighting on your card. Uh,
Yep.
but like, dude, you and Edson Barboza, Jesus Christ, man, what a freaking match that's gonna be, bro. For a fan, that's like as good as it gets, dude.
Yeah, I haven't heard one negative thing about this matchup.
There's nothing.
Like everyone is excited for this fight. I knew they would be. I mean, on paper, this is just one of those fights that you don't have to think, is it going to live up to the hype? No, it's 100% going to live up to the hype. You play this fight 100 times, it's going to be exciting 100 times.
How did this fight come together? I mean, obviously, you know he's less ranked than you, but yet you could actually still move up with a win over him because he's got such a big pedigree of fighters that he's fought and that he's beaten and that he's lost to only the best fighters in the business. But how did it happen? How did it all come about?
I was supposed to fight in Fight Island on the Connor card when he fought Dustin, and then my opponent ended up getting hurt. But long story short, that was actually a blessing in disguise because I was going into that fight very compromised. I started that camp out with getting COVID. So he pulled out, and I was like, you know what? It's good that I get a little bit more time to recover from COVID and some injuries that I had. And then my manager called me out. He called me a couple of weeks later and was like, hey, they got Edson Barboza for you. I was like, let's fucking go. Like
Yeah.
that's a fucking fight right there, man. That's one of those matchups that it got me excited right off the bat. I started getting goosebumps, and I was like, yes, that's what I want. I want guys that are like that. Those dangerous guys, those scary dudes. Like when I fought Emmett fight week, I'm just seeing highlights of him knocking dudes out. I'm like, yes, this is getting me excited. This is getting my blood pumping, and this is the kind of matchup that I want. This is the kind of style of fights that I love.
Just watch that spinning kick, man. That dude's got the fast spin kick, dude.
I've seen that about 50 at least 100 times. I'd say I've seen that.
All right, fellas, you want to help the podcast? Here is your opportunity. You can save 20% now and get free shipping on the best below-the-waist men's grooming products on the market by going to manscaped.com, manscaped.com. Today, use code QUICK. That's my nickname, not how you use the product. And you get 20% off, free shipping. It's a win-win for everyone. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and now they're available in Europe, Canada, and Australia. And yes, I actually use these products. I'm getting more shipped right now. I got the Manscaped bag here, got the preserver, got the reviver, the crop mop, a whole bag of crop mops, and they even give you this. So you can actually use Manscaped to manscape your eyebrows and your toes. Huh? It's like the best. It is everything you need to appeal to your lady friend. So, don't thank me. Thank yourself for going to manscaped.com, entering code QUICK, and getting your order at 20% off discount and free shipping. How do you break this fight down? I mean, how do you? I mean, obviously, we know how you're going to fight. We know he's going to fight, and there's still chances of it going to the ground. I'm not going to say I can see it possibly happening, even though it's not like, I guess, a high percentage chance it's going to remain there. But how do you see this fight going like in your way, and how do you see yourself winning this fight, like in your mind?
I mean, it's one of those fights. He's obviously a really good kicker, and I'm obviously known for my hands. So it's kind of like, even though we're both strikers, we're different strikers. He's known for his legs. I'm known for my hands, and he likes to stick and move a lot. He likes to play on the outside, and I'm the complete opposite. I like to be in your face from the first bell to the last bell, and I think that specific kind of style favors me. It's no secret, no surprise what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to come out there and try to pressure right off the bat. He's going to stick and move, and it's pretty black and white when it comes to that part of it. But then you have those little X factors, like you never know, it might go to the ground. I haven't really showed too much of my wrestling or my ground game in the UFC, and if it's there, I'm not scared to go for a takedown or go for this mission or something like that. So I'm just excited to see how this fight goes, man. I'm really excited to put my skills to the test against somebody like Edson Barboza.
You look excited, man. You look pumped up, dude. So you must have had a good camp for this fight. I mean, you had time and stuff. So, I mean, is there anything changed? Anything that you're preparing differently, or is it just the same thing? Just prepare hard and go out there and do your thing?
Basically the same exact thing, but just obviously focus on in sparring, more kicking, getting guys just to kick me and just get used to that and getting used to countering the kicks, because I know he's obviously going to kick me and do kicks hard. I don't want to stay on the outside and just wait for him to kick me. So basically revolving around that a little bit. But I've been grappling, I've been wrestling, I've been doing everything. I don't neglect any one style, because I would not be surprised one bit if he tries to shoot.
Yeah, man. But yeah, and he might. You can't. I'd say so, man. If you get those hands, in his face, dude, he might. Why wouldn't you? He can't kick you when you're punching him that close, you know.
Exactly, and he's not a bad wrestler and grappler, so I wouldn't be surprised if he mix it up just to set something up. So nothing will surprise me.
I think it's safe to say that kind of. I mean, we've seen him fight a lot more. I mean, he's had a lot different fights on the higher level, and that's where you're gonna pass him up. Hopefully, everything goes your way and you do that this fight. But I would safely say that both of your ground games are kind of underrated a little bit, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think you both, if you do go to the ground, I think people's going to be surprised at both of you. And I've seen a lot of your, some of your ground game and potential of your ground game, and I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
The funny part is, when I started out training, I was a grappler. In my amateur, I have 5 submissions. I used to. My second amateur fight, I jumped guard. I literally pulled guard and then hit the dude with the omoplata. I was like. With a different style, night and day. You can't even compare it. I watch back at my old fights. I'm just like, who the fuck is that guy? But I have that in my back pocket, and it's good that I was able to get so comfortable, even just being off my back. I'm super comfortable being there, and to be able to build up. Because you get a lot of jiu-jitsu guys that are just comfortable being in jiu-jitsu and being on their back, and they never progressed to get to that level of striking. And I feel like my striking has far surpassed my grappling now.
Do you know your top 10 right now?
Yeah. So
because I know, like, when I was gonna do the interview the first time, you were like 11. Now you're like 9. So it's like, it's a good thing we waited, because now you're like, now I got a top 10 fighter on my podcast tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
weirdest shit with the rankings, man. It's so weird, because after my Emmett fight, they put me at like 15, and I haven't fought since that fight, and I moved to like 13, then 14, then 12, 11, now 9.
Yeah, dude, just quit fighting for a year, bro. You're gonna be like top 5, like, and then start fighting, and then you got like 2 fights or 1 fight to the title, and then you're good. So I gotta ask you. First of all, how's it feel, man? How does it feel to be like in the top 10, and like this fight's still going to progress you? It's not going to slow you down or back you up, for sure, at the least. How does it feel to be in the top 10 in the UFC, bro? Like, that's a fucking accomplishment and a half.
It feels pretty cool, but I always keep that in the kind of like in the back of my mind. I don't put too much weight, too much stock into it. I don't focus too much on those kind of numbers, because, like I said, I haven't fought, and they knocked me back to 15, and they put me back forward. So I don't want to get too excited for that, because you never know what's going to happen with the rankings. They're so unpredictable.
Yeah.
But this fight it's one of those fights that, yeah, I'm ranked ahead of him, but I'm treating him like he's the number 1 guy in the world. I'm treating him like, I know when I win this fight, it's going to propel me so much further. It's a huge opportunity. It's a huge fight, and it's going to be a huge win when I get this.
To just get to the point where you don't care about the ranks, because you got that belt around your waist. When you got that belt, bro, you don't even care about the ranks anymore, bro. It's just...
Everybody's chasing you at that point. Yep.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. Mike Swick, he's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
So I got to ask you, because your card I got to get your opinion on it real fast. So I want to keep you a long time, man, because there's a follow-up, and I'm going to try to, I'm not a journalist interviewer, but I want to keep you like some podcasts every time, and then you dread coming on my show. But I got to ask you about Oliveira and Chandler. Like, what do you think about that fight? It's a pretty crazy fight. You know, Chandler had a great first fight. Olivia's killing it right now. It's interesting, kind of, because it's going to really test Chandler too, you know, considering what we've seen from Oliveira.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal matchup. It's another one of those matchups, like just a cliche, like I said about myself. You run this fight 100 times, it's not going to be boring, not one time.
Absolutely, good call.
Oliveira's got 27 finishes. Chandler's got 15 finishes. You see the way they both fight; they're always looking for the finish. I'm super pumped for this fight, but I'm definitely going with my boy Chandler on this one.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan. I don't know if you ever had him on the podcast, but I feel like you definitely should. That dude's mindset he's one of my favorite athletes, but not just because of his physical attributes, but the way he thinks and the way he talks, man. Every time this dude talks, I'm like, I get sucked in. I'm just like, what? He should be like a motivational speaker or something, I swear. He's
athletically talented. He's smart. He came into the UFC with that pressure and did really well. I think he's got the sky's the limit, and it's time for him to have his time, you know. And no, I haven't had him on the podcast, and I don't have contact with him because I've never met him. But you just kind of volunteer because now you put yourself in a position of you know him, so you got to set this up, man, and get him on my podcast.
I got you, man. For sure, I got you.
I'll do a quick one with him, man. I know he's busy and shit, but not before this fight, obviously. But I'd love to have him on, man. I had much respect for that guy, and especially he wins this fight, he's gonna be on his way up for sure. Probably next in line. Ferguson, Dariush. Do you have anything on that?
It's another fun fight. That's definitely one of those crazy fights. Anytime you get a Tony Ferguson fight, it's gonna be one of those wild kind of. You don't know what the hell is going to happen. A lot of weird shit's going to be thrown, but I like Dariush in that fight a lot. I think Dariush is going to get the finish. I think he's going to get if it was a 5-round fight, I would say for sure he'll get the finish later. But for a 3-round fight, I'm going to say a late 3rd-round finish. Maybe a decision for Dariush.
And Dariush has a loss to your boy Edson.
Yeah.
That's
he was winning that that fight.
Yeah, so it's weird how this all it circles around. I mean, it's weird. You got the main event, the co-main event, and then you got Chandler and Ferguson, and they fought each other. And then it's weird how that whole mind thing. You know, people don't realize how that plays when you show up to your job, and like the guy that knocked you out or beat you might be like the guy in your corner or in your corner room office, or not office, but locker room, whatever. So it's kind of cool how that works out. But anyway, man, I wish you the best of luck. Dude, I don't want to keep you for a long time. I told you it's gonna be an update podcast, and I want to keep you a week away from your fight. I'm always in your corner, bro. I'm a big fan. Can't wait to watch you fight. This is gonna be another good one, and I'm excited because I think this is gonna really put you on the map, dude. Like really put you on the map. Because I think you're going to show some great skills. If it goes to the ground, I know you're going to show great groundwork as well as striking and stand-up. So I'm pumped up for you. Congrats for your daughter, Grace Michelle.
Thanks.
And congrats for everything, man. I'm so happy for you, dude. I'm so excited to watch this fight next week.
Oh, man, it's awesome just having your support, honestly. Because I, like I said before, I was watching Edson when I was in high school. I've been watching you since I was in middle school, man. So this is fucking kind of, it's weird. It's surreal. But, man, this is going to be the one. This is the one that this is my world title fight I'm thinking about, because you said before, you beat Edson Barboza, it means something. So I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm putting all the pressure in the world on me. I not only have to win this fight, but I have to win this fight emphatically, and this is going to be my breakthrough performance.
Just don't forget about me, dude, when you get all famous and shit, like even more than you are now. And then like don't be like talk to my people when I DM you and shit, and like I got to like wait a month or 2 months to talk to your secretary and your assistants to get you on my show. Like don't forget about me, dude. I was there since not the beginning, but like sort of like kind of on your journey up, you know?
Yeah, bro, I got you. We're good, bro. I'm still down to come to Thailand. Maybe when my daughter gets a little older.
Absolutely.
Thailand.
Oh, she'll love it, man. She'll love it, dude. All right, great having you on the show as always, dude. Take care. Have a good night, and I'll stay in touch with you. And then I'll be watching every piece of your marketing for your fight and your fight camp or your fight week, and then your fight, bro. And I'll send you a message right afterwards, congratulating you and inviting you to Thailand for your vacation.
Yes, let's go. Have a good one, brother. Thank you.